Paraphrase Hans Urs von Balthasar, a call, a vocation, is for the sake of those who are not called. So those of you who strive to be heroes, which if you're watching this channel, I'm assuming you are, that means your call as a hero is not for you, it's for everybody else. And I'm especially addressing this video to our new Focus missionaries who just finished new staff training this summer. Now, also, I know there are other ministries who are wrapping up their training now and just other ministries in general. Know the call that you have is for the sake of those to whom you are sent. Let's look at some heroes and how their call is not for them. Frodo, volunteering to destroy the One Ring, is for the sake of Middle-earth not dying by Sauron's hand. Luke Skywalker, on his journey to, well, first, meet up with Leia and introduce her to Obi-Wan and stuff like that. But ultimately, it's to save the galaxy from the Galactic Empire. Or how about some Bible examples? So God calling Moses to lead his people out of slavery. That was mostly for the people, because Moses was already in the palace. Like, he was living a pretty cushy life until he, killed a guy and had to flee. Fun fact, that is in the Bible. That is in Exodus. Moses had to flee Egypt because he murdered someone. Or like any call in the Bible. So Joshua, Judges, any of the prophets, King David, Mary, Jesus. There's a call. There's be not afraid. I will be with you. Those two things happen, and then go do this, and it's for the sake of someone else. Now, sure, in any of those cases, like Frodo or Luke or Moses or anyone from the Bible, there could be personal motives. Like Luke maybe wanted revenge on the evil empire who burnt his house and killed his uncle and aunt. Or Frodo wants to save his home. Yes, there can be those personal things too, but ultimately the people who benefit the most are others. That's how those calls work. Well, if the hero's call is this awesome thing, why do so many people flee from it? Well, a hero's call is costly. It costs you a lot. It might cost you everything. It definitely costs you your former way of life. Luke cannot go back to being a moisture farmer on Tatooine once he gets this call. Frodo cannot go back to a comfortable life in the Shire now that he knows what's at stake. Moses cannot go back to his cushy life. You can't turn back once you've heard this. You can reject it. There are consequences, especially to others. So yes, it's costly to you, but it's even more costly to others if you say no. The call isn't just for others, I would say it primarily is, but also it's for your own growth. At the start of the movie, Luke is this whiny, I don't know, he's probably older than a teenager, but he's definitely whiny. By the end of the movie, he's matured a lot more. And by the end of the trilogy, he's matured a lot more. So a hero's call grows you into a hero. You might not be a hero yet. The call comes and makes you become that. And I think that's definitely true of God also. A lot of times we're like, I'm not ready. Like Moses said, I stutter. I'm a terrible leader. Why are you asking me? God equips the ones that he calls. He knows who he calls. He knows what they're capable of and makes them ready for it. The call is tailored to you. God knows your gifts and talents. He gave you them. He also knows the people to whom you are sent. And with those things together, he's put all of those details together so that you can be the hero you need to be when you need to be it. And also, other people can be the hero to you when you need it. This is an interwoven story. It's not just one, there's not just one hero. We all play a part in each other's lives. You are the hero in some people's, and in others, you're an NPC who just, says the same lines of dialogue over and over again. So that's kind of a dose of humility there that, oh yeah, I am sometimes not the most important person, or even most of the time, not the most important person. So what kind of hero are you? What kind of hero will you be? If you've never looked at the gifts and talents that you've been given, take a look. And also take a look at the people that you're around, or the things that you desire to do, the stuff that you're like, yes, someone needs to solve that problem. Like, obviously, there's a lot of problems out there, but there are certain ones that draw you. And some of those you're equipped to handle, some of them you're not. Be aware of that. But take a look. What kind of hero could God be asking you to be? If Frodo said no, maybe someone else would have stepped up. Maybe they would have succeeded, maybe not. But chances are Sauron would have won. If Luke had said no, the Galactic Empire would have won. If Moses had said no, yes, God could have raised someone else up to lead his people out of Egypt, but they would still be stuck in slavery. What if you said no? Or maybe you've heard the call and you've tried it and you're like, wow, this is hard. This is costly. As I've mentioned in a previous video about Dietrich Bonhoeffer's book, Cost of Discipleship, grace is costly. And grace cost Jesus everything on the cross. That's how he got you grace. So that's why the call is costly. So if you say no, there are real things at stake. Oh, but what if you said yes? What is at stake there for that? For accepting the call that's been given to you to be the hero that God has called you to be? What if you said yes to that? P.S. Be a hero today.